This is an iMac from 2013 running macOS Catalina. Today I'm going to be seeing how useful it is in 2026. So since macOS Catalina does not support many apps and even Safari doesn't work that well, we are going to be trying to make it run macOS Sequoia. I would like to try making it run macOS Tahoe, but unfortunately the OpenCore Legacy Patcher devs have not made that possible yet. Alright, so first we are going to download this thing called OpenCore Legacy Patcher. We can just go to Google, search it in here, yeah, right there, and then just gonna click on that. Go ahead and get started. I don't actually know if it'll work on Safari anymore. Actually, yeah, let's open up the GitHub. Yeah, GitHub doesn't work. Alright, so here's Firefox, and then we're gonna get it on here, and then there we go. That one. Alright, let's hit continue, install, do that. Alright, good. So now we're creating the installer. So what it's going to do is first it's going to, go to the Apple servers, and these are directly from Apple. And then you can choose which one you want. And then here, it's downloading. It takes a little while. Here, just at the end, what it did. It was really slow. But yeah, and then it extracts for a while. You can't tell this is a time lapse, so yeah, it's taking a lot longer than it seems. And then see how fast that thing goes back and forth. And alright, so now we're going to actually create the installer. Now it's looking for the one we just downloaded. That's the one we just downloaded. So you click on that, and it'll search for this. This is where you need the hard drive. So that's an empty hard drive I plugged in. So I'm going to select that, click yes, and then yeah, it's going to install it onto there. So it says we have successfully created the installer. Let's go ahead and click yes. And let it do this. Click install disk. And I'm going to make sure not to choose a hard drive yet, but this disk. Click that. Alright, and here we are. Alright, so now we're going to reboot it while holding the option key. So let's go ahead and hit reboot. Start. Alright, let's wait for it to turn all the way off, and then we're going to hold this option key. Alright, then we're going to click on EFI boot, and then install macOS Sequoia. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and click install macOS Sequoia, continue button. Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and click continue. Alright, and then we are going to hit agree, agree. And I also added another volume. It's like same partition but a different volume. We're going to go ahead and click you. Okay. Let's see what happens. Alright, here we go. It is doing more. Although I think it should just automatically, yep, it automatically does stuff. Okay, I think it's just gonna do this a few more times, and let's see what happens. After a while, it started doing something different. It just looks like a normal loading bar now. I guess we will see what happens. And would you look at that? Now it appears we are in. Let's go ahead and click continue. It is taking forever. Alright, finally now we have a different screen. Let's just hit that now. Peter has crashed. Alright, well now we have a white screen here. Hopefully this time it'll work and doesn't crash in the middle of it. So, I can actually set it up. There we go. Continue. And what you saw there now, with it just going back here, is Windows Server quitting. Alright, we are now back on the black screen. Let's see if anything will happen. It is a gray screen now. Let's see what else happens. We now have a dock. See that? And now a menu bar. And now, would you look at that? We have a background. Although, it is currently not responding. Alright, so now that that is done, we're going to see if we can boot without the drive. So we're going to eject the disk. Okay. Plug it. Alright, let's see if it will boot into Sequoia without the disk plugged in. Look at that. Alright, so now I have changed some settings. I've installed some apps. I made it more like my M4 Mac Mini. So I'm going to be testing some things out on it. First off, let's try web browsing on it. Let's go to Google. That works perfectly fine. Alright, now let's try YouTube. Taking a while to load. There we go.
Today we have this iPhone 4S, and I'm going to be trying to make it as modern as possible. Look like it's running iOS 26, and maybe...
Right, let's try making it 4K.
I can't really get
4K.
Because they shut down the app.
It appears, I mean, it doesn't have a 4K screen, but it appears to be
So to do that, we're going to go to this.
doing 4K fine because it's still downloading 4K.
And we are going to click.
Okay, so web browsing appears to work perfectly fine on here. Oh, I just got a text, so it's connected to iCloud. What if I wanted to download Minecraft? Download. Allow. Alright, and it's open. I still keep getting text. Here we go, we're gonna put Minecraft in here. Okay. So now we should be able to eject that. There we go. And open up Minecraft. Here we go. Put that in the trash. Yeah, open. It appears to be running fast. You know, it's running fast enough. It's working perfectly fine. I'm not getting any stuttering. Yeah, let's test out Minecraft. Okay, I think we finally have it opened. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and try the latest version of Minecraft, see if it runs. Have to turn off the music, you know. Let's go ahead and entrance over, make it full screen, see how this runs at default settings. Let's see. We are but this is in a place where there are a ton of people, and I am getting over 60 FPS. I am getting first off, let's do that because it is a small screen. Put the max on limited. Turn off VSync. A little bit smaller. And yeah, this is running smoothly in a Hypixel lobby here. At the latest version of Minecraft, I am getting, just at default settings, I am getting 50 FPS. What happens if I lower the render distance down a little bit? 12, which I think used to be the default. They just changed the default to 16. And with the render distance lowered, that does not have a big impact on the FPS. I'm still getting about the same. If I just look over here, or if I look into the sky. Okay, I'm getting over 100. So I got on here though, it dips back down to like 40. Oh, that was a little stuttering when I fell. Minecraft runs better than this in macOS Catalina, I can say that for sure. It's the same game, but I guess whatever the OpenCore is doing, it does not run as well as it did on macOS Catalina, because I got better performance in this on macOS Catalina, which was the supported OS for this machine. So it does definitely take away some performance when you update it with OpenCore. Well, this is the more expensive model iMac from 2013 because it has an actual graphics card. It has the GT750M, which is another thing for OpenCore because Apple stopped putting NVIDIA graphics cards in them. So Big Sur and up, those don't support any Macs with NVIDIA graphics card. They have no drivers for NVIDIA and macOS Sequoia because no Macs that run macOS Sequoia have NVIDIA graphics cards. But they did put drivers into it, and that works fine. And what did I just do? I just, for some reason, randomly stopped. Right now, when there's no trees or anything, I am getting 80, 82, 70, 67. It just froze again. It keeps doing this. I don't think... Oh, the whole computer... No, the computer didn't crash. It's the game that just crashed. I think the game just crashed. Up here, it still says it's getting 67 FPS. I just made a bunch of noises. And I don't know what happened. There we go, it's back. I don't know what that was. Alright, now we're gonna take it a step further, and I am going to try to do some video editing in Final Cut Pro. First off, let's try to open it, see how long it takes for it to open. I already clicked it. Alright, I just left so I could get my SSD that I added on and try to test it on here, and it just didn't open at all. I don't know what happened. This is the SSD that I edit all my projects on. I normally have it plugged in to my Mac Mini, so I'm going to try to just continue editing one of the projects on here. The thing with Sequoia is it still supports the latest version of Final Cut Pro, so it should be compatible with all the projects on here. Alright, I just plugged it in. It appears to have opened. I'm gonna try opening up one of my projects. Right, this. Why did it just crash? Alright, so whenever I try to open up one of my projects, the whole thing just crashes. I'll try making a new project instead of opening one of my other projects from the drive. Alright, so I can still have it in the same folder on the drive, and I'm gonna name it iMac. What if I do a screen recording? I'm just gonna use the built-in microphone on the iMac. Here we go. Alright, the recording has started. This is the recording on iMac. Does the audio sound good? Let me know. Alright, so now we're going to stop that, and I can just save it onto the desktop. Actually, it might be better if I put it on the SSD, because it might work faster. This one. Nope, it just crashed again. Alright, even when creating a new project, it'll just randomly crash. So Final Cut Pro does not work. I doubt Motion will work either. But Logic Pro would work. It'll open. Alright, so it's telling me to download stuff. I already have all this stuff downloaded on the SSD. I want to see if I can just set that as well. The library, the one I already have downloaded. Alright, the whole thing just is loading. It's not doing anything. Guess Logic Pro is crashing too. So both Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro are just crashing. Maybe it's something to do with... I think Final Cut Pro might not work because it doesn't support this graphics card. And it won't open. Well, I guess, thank you for watching. In conclusion, like I said, it works fine, but only for simple class. I bet, like, Pages would work fine. Safari works fine. Mail and Messages, those work fine. I guess my Messages and stuff. And even played Minecraft. Okay, I guess. But, yeah, simple stuff. Like I said, Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro both did not work at all. And Pages is not even opening. But yeah, thank you for watching.